Maximilian Mittelstadt comes back in. Henry Chase gets a first start as well. Came on at the weekend. The much vaunted youngster joins a four-man back line along with new signing Jeff Chabot and old hand Pascal Stenzel at the back. Stiller moves out of the back line into the midfield. That's where he's best. That's where they'll want him to work his magic. He's so important for them, isn't he, Patrick?
Yeah, he is important, and that's why a lot of clubs would have wished to bring him on board. But as I said, now in midfield for Stuttgart is where we can really create something, get them going. He's on both ends of the pitch, defensively and offensively, very, very important for the team. And we're probably going to see a lot of Angelo Stiller today.
Last season, Stuttgart had a good run up until that massive game in the quarterfinals against Leverkusen. Münster were knocked out in the first round 4-0 here against Bayern. Incidentally, Matthias Jollenbeck was the referee for that one as well. I don't know if that's a good or a bad omen. We might have to wait for the smoke to clear. Can see very little of the pitch on the far sides.
Very heavy smoke indeed.
But the home fans making themselves heard.
This is maybe what the fans think the tactics should be, building a wall to defend.
Wall of sound, certainly. Back-to-back promotions, fantastic achievement. But they've been finding it tough. Their first 3 games in Bundesliga 2, only 1 goal scored, and that away from home.
Yeah, that's definitely something that the team has to improve, which is not easier now that their main striker, Badmats, is not aboard with a crucial ligament tear. So they have to find ways. They have to do it differently. And would be a great thing to start today.
So far this season, only 1 Bundesliga side has gone out. That is, of course, Bochum, who lost 1-0 to Jan Regensburg. They were a team promoted up into the second flight, Bundesliga 2. Münster, you can see Dennis Undav on the bench there, along with Enzo Mior. Apparently, Undav is being, his workload is being adjusted, I think is the phrase these days. Basically, he's had a lot of games, and they'll probably bring him on in the second half.
That's right. I mean, we heard his legend of the club, Christian Gentner, before the game, saying that Undav had a good few minutes when he came on, scored his first goal. But he's still not at 100%, and they need to have an eye on him after that tournament in summer. He had a big workload, and still needs to be cautious and patient before it really gets unleashed. I think mentally he is relieved now that everything is settled with him in Stuttgart finally.
Nervous moments for some of these players. First time run-outs for their new sides. Henry Chase did come on at the weekend, as did Fabian Rieder. Nick Voltemade made a brief appearance as well. Coming on for Chris Führisch, who starts today. Smoke is taking its time. There's not much wind around at the moment. I think there's probably a market for somebody to invent a very large ventilation fan that'll just blow that smoke away quickly.
Yeah,
although
like a huge vacuum cleaner that sucks it just out.
Yeah. Some very atmospheric pictures.
Yeah, but we're getting there slowly. I don't know what the crucial points are, how much you must be able to see, but of course it's...
I think most importantly, the referee must be able to see each goal.
Each goal and each corner of the pitch, yeah. But he's in contact still. Of course, us or the broadcaster also wants a clear view with the cameras. This is broadcasted into the world, so big chance for a small club like Preußen Münster to put themselves on a map.
As said, just 1 Bundesliga side out so far, that's Bochum. And to reel out an old haggard phrase, they need to concentrate on the league after nearly getting into trouble after coming through the relegation playoff against Düsseldorf at the end of last season. So I'm sure that some of their fans will say, actually, we should concentrate on the league. Right now, we're just about to kick off. Stuttgart kick off this delayed DFB-Pokal first round game between themselves and the home side, Preußen Münster, promoted to Bundesliga 2 at the end of last season after being promoted into Bundesliga 2 from Division 3 the end of the season before. It's been a rapid rise. Will it be a rapid descent today against the side that finished second in the Bundesliga, got through to the quarterfinals of the DFB-Pokal last term? Well, the next 90 minutes, or maybe even 120 plus penalties, will show one way or the other. If you're just joining us, I'm Phil Bonney, alongside me, Patrick Orbamoyela. Patrick, big game for the newly promoted side, but a big game for Stuttgart too. They'll want to get things back on track after 2 defeats in the Super Cup and the Bundesliga. Yeah, after that fantastic season last year, now they kind of already wasted a game in the league where they couldn't really get to the old strength, and they want to get that fast. Of course, you want to be amongst the best teams in the league. That's of course the case for Stuttgart, and then you have to start right away, and that didn't really work for Stuttgart. They're still trying to figure out what the best formation is. Still have a little bit of injury trouble in defense, so lost a few players. They've been going elsewhere. So it's a difficult season for Sebastian Hoeneß and his team, but they have a quality team and they're gonna do well, I'm pretty sure, but they have to start soon. Ball coming out on this near side towards Pascal Stenzel. Inside to Karazor. Little slip from Demirovic, the new man up front for Stuttgart this season, replacing Serhou Guirassy, of course, who's gone on to your former side, Dortmund, this season. Along, of course, with Waldemar Anton. A couple of big misses this season, but Stuttgart very active on the transfer market, just signed a couple of players. Yep. Amin Al-Dakil from Burnley arriving today. First foul of the game. Yep, shot got into the legs of Maximilian Mittelstadt, who's been a little out of form lately, the Germany international. I mean, it was a different summer for him after all. It's a chase, but he might just get there. Ball goes out of play. Yeah. Mittelstadt couldn't bend that ball around, but as I said, I mean, it was a different summer. He had that fantastic season with Stuttgart, and then played a tournament during the summer, so it's a different kind of schedule, and of course you feel that. It's all different, it all feels different when you do it for the first time, so still trying to cope with that, probably, Mittelstadt. Sascha Hildmann, the 52-year-old coach of the Preußen Prussians, to directly translate, Preußen's Prussia. Longest serving coach for quite some time for the home side. Getting a couple of touches of the ball now. Stuttgart had monopolised most of the touches of the ball up to this point. Chris Führer trying to get into the box. Bazzoli on point. It needs the whole village to defend Stuttgart. That's quite sure. I mean, they are by far the favorite in this one. Well, it's a very unbalanced matchup. If was looking earlier at something like 12 of the you could buy 12, I'll get it right, 12 of the Stuttgart players are worth individually more than the entire squad of Münster. Somebody worked out. I'm not sure how fair that is to the Bundesliga 2 sides. Such is the economics of today's football. Yeah, but you know what they say, Phil. Money doesn't win you games. Not that I'm wanting to have a dig at them, but you can probably ask Paris Saint-Germain about that.
They win a few games, but not the big titles. So.
Not the ones they wanted,
yeah.
Or the ones they want. Who knows? There's always next time, isn't there? This is Angelo Stiller. They put him into the back line against Freiburg because they really are. They're missing a couple of central defenders with Dan Axel Zagadou out injured. And, of course, Waldemar Anton now at Dortmund. That's a nice turn from Kridis, but he's brought back.
Yeah, and Dr. Matthias Jollenbeck, the referee, couldn't get out the way because he was slipping. He tried his best.
Well, as usual, the pitch was sprayed before kickoff. On this near side, Fabian Rieder putting the ball across.
Very good from Karo Chho in midfield.
Rieder again. Mittelstädt to Furish. Furish outside. Great movement. Chance for Demirovic. Scored an absolute banger of a goal against Freiburg in just the first couple of minutes. Scissor kick sideways. That's his first chance.
Yeah, big chance here, but there's a very good save there, or at least a deflection in the end from Kirkosov, who throws himself into that shot of Demirovic.
He did very well, though, Demirovic, because he's right-footed and just took the shot as soon as it became available. Pascal Stenzel's ball in. Fabian Rieder, good save. Can they bundle it away? No, they can't. First goal. Somewhere underneath there is Angelo Stiller. He's so important for Stuttgart, and he's proving it again tonight. Right time, right place, weight of numbers, and they're one up.
Yeah, and that's what you get when you put him out of defense and a little further upwards. He's exactly where he needs to be. It was a little wild in the middle after that good cross from Stenzel, after that good corner. Then Rieder fancies a try. It's a good save from Behrens first, but that rebound lands in front of Angelo Stiller, and from short distance, it's easy for this man to score his first goal, or the opening goal of this game.
Weight in numbers. Voltemara wasn't marked. There were loads of players not marked in the box there.
Yeah, it was a little wild. Everybody tries to block that shot of Rieder instead of, you know, looking and being aware of what's around you, and that's why in the end Angelo Stiller is absolutely free.
Save from Morten Behrens. He's in goal tonight, and you might have a busy time. The man who has been in goal has been Johannes Schenk the first 3 games of the season, but Sascha Hildmann was so impressed with Morten Behrens. He has let him run out this evening. Might be a bit of a poison chalice, perhaps.
Yeah, a foul here from Kirkosov on Rieder, who is very active in the first 7-8 minutes now played. And a promising free kick position. Stuttgart wants to do more damage right away.
Lots of discussion, and they've got lots of players that can do something from here. Fabian Rieder seems to be lining it up. Oh, he slipped. That's and that will be retaken because he hit the ball twice. Or rather, it'll be awarded to Preußen Münster because he hit the ball twice. We've seen that sometimes at penalties.
That's true.
But he slipped.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of guys slipping early, and yeah, that was a good try actually afterwards, but it was already blown by referee Jollenbeck.
Unusual.
Now, but we've seen a couple of guys slipping, so the pitch is a little slippery down there. It looks quite well. It looks decent from up here. There's another foul, this time on Karo Chho. Another free kick set piece.
Stenzel wants the ball, and he gets it. It's a good first touch. Mittelstädt. Rieder's too short. Clearance from the captain, Mark Lorenz, is a good one. So far, we're 10 minutes in, very one-way traffic.
Yeah, and I was about to say exactly that. Now after 10 minutes, it's going to be a tough evening for Preußen Münster. Stuttgart looks absolutely sharp and determined. They really want to get their season started.
Rieder, that's a nice ball. Good thoughts. Just a little bit too far ahead of Mittelstedt.
Yeah, but very active, as I said, involved in a lot of stuff. Here's that corner again. He gets that ball after that awkward header from Chabot. And then the rebound lands in front of Angelo Stiller. One touch to control it, the other one to finish it.
Those are dream balls, really, when you get them in the box like that. You've got time to stop it, pick your spot. You see where everybody's moving, and you can lift it over any legs that are flying in low. It just kept his head, stayed focused, and Stuttgart are a goal up. I took an early lead against Freiburg, of course. But so far, no Preußen Münster revival. They haven't really got into any kind of flow because they're not being allowed to get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolute in control here. Stuttgart, Preußen is really having a hard time of even getting to the ball. And when they get it, it basically goes back to Stuttgart instantly. We know that they can do something on the counter. They have a little bit of speed. Especially, of course, in Grodowski, who's very fast. Nemeth brings also a bit of pace. The man on loan from Hamburg.
Whom they play next weekend. So that'll be an interesting one for him, but I'm sure he's focused on just this game right now. What they need to do is get some of the ball, but Oli. Chabot. Now a chance, perhaps. They get into the box for the first time. Grodowski finds his way blocked. This is a little better. Lorenz out to Kirkosov. Getting bogged down, but they did get a shot away. Makridis winning a corner. That's more of what the home side wanted to see. You have to keep going because getting a goal conceded after 6 minutes is not the end of the world.
No, absolutely not. And this was really well done over the left side from Kirkosov. In the end, that ball goes to Makridis, and from short distance, again, there's a foot in the way, but it's a good little spell the first time around for Preußen Münster inside the box of Stuttgart.
Mark Lorenz, the captain. It's a well-taken corner too. It's gone whizzing through. Makridis again. He's got support with him. This is Jorrit Hendricks. And that one skips away from Grodowski. You know, I wonder if the ground staff might have done everybody a little bit of a disfavour with the amount of water, because the ball is very fast. That always suits the Bundesliga side because they like it fast. And it's also very slippy, but it's slippy for both sides.
It is. I mean, the day was really dry. It was a kind of hot day, a lot of sun out, so that's why they probably took it a little too serious with the water.
Well, they don't need the pitch being chopped up. Stuttgart trying to play themselves out of danger, and again the pitch probably causing more problems than the opposition. Rieder. Stenzel in the centre towards Voltemade. Like yourself, a former Bremen man. Furish, head down, looking for either a layoff. Stiller. Oh, Demirovic, 2-0. A striker's goal. Jumped at the right time, perfectly timed, and there's not a lot to be said other than that's a very convincing lead right now, 2-0.
Yeah, it's absolutely a bummer for Preußen, but it all goes way too easy, man. Angelo Stiller, absolutely no pressure. He plays the ball out at first. It comes back to him in a minute after Führig tries a little bit of a thing here. The ball is there, and look how much time he really can find his player. And then there are 3 Stuttgart players against just 2 defenders, and that can never be the case inside of the box, inside of the 5-meter box, that is. And of course, a man like Demirovic, when he's so open and that ball is presented so well for him, it's an easy task to score that one.
Great striker's header, heads it down into the ground, which makes it so difficult for the goalkeeper. It finished 4-0 against Bayern in the first round last season, but the way they're going, it could end up by a few more. Because I don't think Stuttgart will go easy on them today.
No.
But they're very, as you said, they're keen on getting their season back on track.
They want to start their season. They kind of want to delete everything that happened so far. And it's again Demirovic with a little too much space, and he is a dangerous man. He has proven that at Augsburg. He has proven that already for Stuttgart. 2
goals in 2 games. Chase lays it back. Oh, they're queuing up. Pascal Stenzel, not known for his goal-scoring prowess, didn't score at all last season. We have to remind everybody, of course, that this is Stuttgart, Bundesliga runners-up. Yes, they've lost a couple of players, but in Demirovic, I think they've really done well in replacement's probably not the right word, alternative to Gujarati.
And who would have thought? I mean, he was always a decent striker, don't get me wrong, but at Augsburg, he wasn't really, as we say in Germany, Bäume ausreißen. He didn't really move mountains at Augsburg, and but he seems to be the right fit for this team. He seems to find a good way of connecting with his teammates. But there is Dennis Undav lurking, and we all know what he can do and what kind of season he had last year. So there's going to be a lot of competition in attack at Stuttgart,
which Sebastian Hoeneß will no doubt relish. It does also mean that should one of them get injured, they have still an out-and-out centre forward to look for. Rieder trying to make a little run. Chabot now on the ball. Another new man brought in from Köln after they got relegated to take the place of Anton Waldemar. A very difficult man to get around. He's good at blocking stuff like...
It's a long way. It's a long way around Chabot, that's for sure. I always liked him at Stuttgart because he's what defenders in my time were supposed to look like. Very tall, very solid build, and yeah, he's just that type of player. I mean, he's not the most fancy defender there is. Let's wait. As Mittelstädt is developing something over the left line. He's not the most fancy defender. He's not involved in a lot of things offensively for Stuttgart, but he will do the job defensively, and that's why it's a good addition.
Solid, I think the word is. He's very solid. Another corner for Stuttgart. Their 3rd one already. Straight at the keeper. Morten Behrens has made a couple of good saves. You have to say, the one that led to the first goal was a little unfortunate, but he stopped the original shot. Nobody there to clear up after him, though. That was the problem.
Yeah, it was not a keeper's fault. It was more of missing awareness from his man, his defense in front of him.
I mean, we're only 18 minutes in, and it's already 8 shots to 1 for the Swabians. Atakan Karazor with the captain's armband on. He is the new captain after Waldemar Anton moved on to pastures new.
Yeah, I mean, he's very experienced. We wait for Rieder over the right side.
Got it under control eventually. Wanted to control it first time. Stenzel's ball, and well chested back to his goalkeeper. Confident.
Yeah, very well done. But it's clear what Stuttgart has in mind. I mean, they have Woltemade up front. They have Demirovic who can do something with these crosses. And if that doesn't work, they have Führig still there lurking, doing the other stuff on the ground, inside and around the box.
You'll notice that the players are all wearing black armbands. As a mark of respect for what happened in Solingen, which is not too far away from here. That's a nice run. The crowd are on their feet, and then Grodowski overcooks it. Just shows a little too much to Henri Chase, who was chasing the ball.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of that speed I've been talking about earlier from Grodowski, whom they like to use on these counter-attacks a lot, but Henri Chase can get up to speed as well, as we have noticed.
Well, he's making waves, apparently, at Stuttgart.
I like the hairstyle. That's something that catches my eye instantly.
Lawrence with the corner. It's gone all the way through again. A lot of adrenaline behind Mark Lawrence's corners so far. Makridi's getting it back in there, and a catch by Alexander Nubel, who's not had too much to do lately. And there's going to be a card. And that's gone to Jorrit Hendricks. In reference to your hairstyle thing, yeah, he's easy to spot. It's very good.
Yeah, too easy to spot.
Oh, he's gone in with both feet off the ground there. That's possibly fortunate that that's only yellow, to be honest.
That's a bad one, but remember, there's no VAR, so nobody to help referee Jollenbeck, and I don't see a lot. There's a collision there, but it was more the shoulder of Henri, and he didn't really do anything there. But that tackle of Hendricks was nasty. The energy was wild. He is lucky that there's no VAR, probably.
Well, as you say, no VAR at this level of the Cup. Doesn't kick in until the later rounds, mainly due to the fact that some of the smaller clubs that qualify just can't afford to have the technology installed. It's not the sort of thing you can borrow from someone just for an evening.
Yeah.
Chase, Reader going in reverse, but there's plenty of room. Stuttgart looking very comfortable. Just past the 20-minute mark. Mittelstädt. No chances taken by Kirkosov. Another Stuttgart corner. This is exactly what Sebastian Hoeneß would have wanted from the get-go. Under half an hour, 2-0 up.
Yeah, that's great of them. And here again, another look on how unguarded Demirovic was. 2 center-backs against 3 attackers from Stuttgart. That's just, yeah, that's a bad mistake.
Short corner this time, still up. Führisch has come inside. Mittelstädt, his shot blocked quite easily. Münster able to push up. Stiller has been stepped on. A little bit of captain's privilege there, I think, for Mark Lawrence.
Yeah, I was a little bit late into the back. He steps on his foot, actually, from the back onto the foot of Angelo Stiller there, Lawrence. But these are the little games within the game. Angelo Stiller takes a little bit of time, waits for his defender to come closer. You know, these things happen.
Now the referee's hand twitched towards his pocket, but then thought better of it. Well, 3 of the last 4 goals that Münster have conceded have come from headers. Only his 2nd goal in the Cup ever for Demirovic. This is his 12th Cup game. This is the point where I say, do you remember the Cup goal that you scored, Patrick?
I have to think if I do remember that. I don't know.
Well, it's not as if you were scoring goals every weekend.
No, I wasn't. There's just a few ones in the first Bundesliga. And
Lorenz. It's deep. Too deep. But it has stayed in for a second, but then it was offside.
Oh, did it?
It was a good chase.
Yeah. But Phil, I'm happy for you to fill in the blanks on that goal I scored in the cup. Was it against? No.
More on that later.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been ahead in the last two games that they played, in the Super Cup and in the game against Freiburg. But I get the feeling this is a different circumstance that they're in now. They are 2 goals up and looking comfortable. That although they are allowing Münster a little more time on the ball and a little more of the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the usual. Once you're in the lead, comfortably in the lead, and you know you're the favorite anyways, you kind of pull back a little more, maybe give Münster a little more chance to come out of the defensive area. That's a long throw in there. Oh, and almost.
Yeah, Alexander Nubbe. In goal, and Sebastian Hoeneß said before the game that there was going to be no major changes. The only reason Undav's on the bench is because he's been playing so many games. He needs a bit of a rest.
Oh.
He's already indicated where he's going to kick that one. It's going to be a long ball. Chase gets his head to it. Karazor. Important foot in from Karazor, but an unfair foot in according to referee Jollenbeck.
Yeah, Nemeth got to the ball a little earlier than Karazor. He stood his ground. It was only to be stopped from Karazor with a foul. There's the kick into the calf of Nemeth. Set piece now.
There you go, 10-1 on shots and massive possession. They really haven't let Münster get a sniff of the ball, have they?
That's exactly what we are seeing down there. Stuttgart in absolute control, but now a set piece.
They thought that maybe they might get a corner out of that, left it, but no. It'll be a Stuttgart goal kick. Nice little flick from Rieder, that's lovely stuff. Stenzel, Stiller, Karazor, Chabot. Furish.
Hey, you've been mentioning Rieder quite often. As I said, he's really active. I like what the Swiss international is showing us so far, being on the team instantly after being brought in to the club.
And for those of you urgently awaiting the answer to my quiz, when did Patrick Ovomoyela score a goal? After extensive research, it was in the first round for Arminia Bielefeld against FC Plauen.
Oh, wow.
VfC Plauen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. It was a header, actually.
It was a header.
And it was a close game, too.
20 years ago, almost to the day. 22nd of August, 2004.
Wow. Now I feel old.
Throw in from Mark Lorenz.
Yeah, that was the very beginning of my Bundesliga career. It was like before my first Bundesliga game, actually. The week before my debut in the first Bundesliga.
who knows how many proto Patrick Auvergne are here right now, getting their first game for their new side. Oh. Now it's Godowski again. Oh, he's put that one into the building site.
Yeah, these are the moments that you have to take as an underdog and do the most out of them, or get the most out of them. The ball is a little wobbly from the start, but of course that shot is only his doing. A little bit of disappointment there by his coach, Sascha Hildmann.
Well, maybe disappointment for the coach, Sascha Hildmann, but for the lads, youngsters waiting outside for just that occasion, they've just nabbed themselves a top-flight ball. That was a good block from Dominic Schad. And again, but no matter how they try, they cannot get that ball away from the red-shirted Stuttgart. That classic hoop around the chest. They last met, these two sides, back in the DFB-Pokal in 1990. And their only previous games were in the very first Bundesliga season, because Preußen Münster were one of the founding clubs of the Bundesliga. A little too excessive from Hendricks. He's on a yellow card, needs to be careful.
Yeah, but this was all upper body work. If you're not pulling the jersey, you usually don't get a yellow card for a body check like that. But of course it's a foul. He really just runs into Fabian Rieder, and here's another look on that shot by Godowski. That ball is gone.
That's how you got your birthday present, young man. somebody's been away with that, I'm sure. There it goes.
This is really what I used to do back in the days in Hamburg when I was a youngster. We went to the training ground of St. Pauli, and they had no fences around that. So whenever the ball was in the bushes, we were there first, and then out of that place.
So this time, Rieder's left it. Will there be another slip? Well, very nearly, but it went straight into the wall. Stiller. And it's halfway between Woltemade and Rieder, and no good for anyone. Well, we're talking about Henri Chase earlier on. He's won all of his duels so far. All the challenges he's put in have been successful. They nearly got away from him.
Yeah, great job so far by the man brought in from the second team of Stuttgart. There he is again. And one more time, winning all the challenges.
He's working hard and relishing every second, I'm sure. He is of Japanese-American heritage, but he's Stuttgart all the way through. Right now, as the Bundesliga sides don't really give Münster any time to pause for thought. Demirovic with his back to goal. And yes, you can try those shots when you're 2-0 up, can't you?
Yeah, using a lot of that outside of the boot from Karasor, trying to curl that a little bit.
Ten minutes just over to go in this first half, which Stuttgart have been very comfortably controlling against Bundesliga 2 sides Münster.
Yeah, To be honest, it's a huge gap between those teams. It's more than just that one league difference. It looks at least more than that.
But when you think about how many teams would be between them at the end of last season, there's all of the 18 from Bundesliga 2.
Yeah.
Plus 16 of the sides from Bundesliga, from the Bundesliga itself.
That's more like
they're coming again here.
Like.
Mittelstedt. Demirovic. Free header. That's number 3. Little to celebrate from Pascal Stenzel, who grabs his second ever DFB-Pokal goal. He doesn't score very often, but they've given him the opportunity tonight.
Yeah, and it's basically the same kind of goal that we've seen from Demirovic earlier. This time it's Demirovic instead of Angelo Stiller, with way too much room, no pressure on him, so he can really mark his man and find Stenzel then in center with a very soft cross. That's well executed, well done. And then, of course, again, a header that free, that short in front of the goal is too easy.
And again, it's where the positioning of the defense has let them down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are mistakes, and this is maybe some nerves Preußen Münster is showing, but you have to do better if you want to have a chance of a big surprise.
Hinweis für die Gegengerade für die Fans des VfB Stuttgart. In Block K1 und K2 wird dort das Abbrennen von pyrotechnischen Gegenständen. Vielen Dank.
Player to watch in the first half has certainly been the key man. They missed him so much at the weekend because he was in the defence, but he's been running things in the midfield, a goal and an assist, and his pass completion percentage is through the roof. He's touched the ball more times than anyone else on the pitch.
Yeah, he's the boss, the man in charge for the team in charge. There he is again on the ball. Angelo Stiller, very influential for his teammates. They look for him, they give him the ball because they know he has always an idea, always a solution, always an option to help them out.
And a very good question would be, with the international break coming up real soon, maybe he might get a telephone call from Julian Nagelsmann. What do you think of that?
The way he's performing, it's about time. It's about time. And with some guys leaving like Kroos, Gündogan, all playing that position, there's a little bit of an opening there.
Stuttgart bossing this game completely.
It's more like a practice match, actually. That's what it looks like.
They're playing like they've got something to prove, to be honest. There'll be no going easy.
Yeah, we said that before. That was to be expected with that start Stuttgart was having. We all know that the team is better than losing like that against Freiburg, and that's nothing against Freiburg, but Stuttgart should have been the better team in that one as well. They did great against Leverkusen, but Leverkusen yet again is at this time a world-class team. So it's just too much for a team that just promoted to the second Bundesliga.
Well,
like
I think
Münster.
As it stands, and with a wink, the only way that I think Preußen Münster are going to get into the next round is if there's one too many substitutes from Stuttgart in the second half, just as happened to them a few seasons back when Mark van Bommel's Wolfsburg made one extra substitute, didn't understand or missed out on the change in the rules, brought on a sixth player and were disqualified. But that I think is the only way that this game is going to turn around, to be honest.
I'm exactly there with you, Phil. This game is going in the way everybody expected it to go, and Stuttgart is probably not giving this away anymore.
Long throw, that's a good long throw too. Godowski, everybody trying, that one's going over as well. There's a bountiful evening if you're a ball collector.
We have another one. I think my car is parked quite close to that, so maybe I have a chance later on. I don't know.
Well, I don't think they were hit hard enough to cause the windshield any damage, but You never know. Stenzel just seems to glide with the ball.
Yeah, he really did in development. He's there now, of playing professional football for a bit now, but he really is improving even, or still week by week.
Well, of course, for Münster, they're playing against some international players. Okay, there's no Undav on the pitch at the moment. Chris Führisch, Mittelstädt, Fabian Rieder, of course, plays for Switzerland. And to be fair to him already, Henri Chase is an under-23 for Japan.
Yeah, there's a lot of international quality on the pitch in wearing white or red with a white stripe around the chest.
Long ball. Chase got his head on it again.
It's incredible, actually. Since you said it, I've been watching him. He hasn't lost a challenge still. That's amazing.
And somewhere somebody's going to be taking these numbers down and reporting back to Sebastian Hoeneß.
Yeah.
And it's going to make that young man very happy. He's had a very good game so far.
But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of... Oh.
Punched away by Nobel in the end. That's not going to cause Stenzel any trouble, but his clearance might. And they haven't really put Stuttgart under any kind of pressure mostly throughout this whole game.
That's true. They kind of do, though, with those Pato throw-ins, these long ones.
There he goes again. That's a real rocket launcher he's got there. Couldn't do anything with it. Voltemada comes away, stays on his feet nicely. That's going to be easy meat to be picked off.
Yeah, this time Hendricks sniffed it out. But yeah, there's a lot of things that the coach Sascha Hildmann has to tell his team to do better just for damage control. It's not even about turning things around. I don't think that's possible, really, by the way Stuttgart is performing. But maybe do some damage control, and who knows, if you slip one in, as we say in Germany, maybe the door opens a little bit more.
Well, they look nothing but comfortable so far. Pascal Stenzel's goal, his first since October 2022. That was also in the DFB-Pokal. 6-0 win against another one of your former sides, Bielefeld.
Now you mentioned them all, right?
We'll get there. There's quite a few, actually. More than I would have thought. A long and varied career. Stenzel knocks it on. Demirovic outside of him is Rieder. Been impressed with Rieder this evening. They keep exposing the Münster defence. Führisch trying to go through the centre. It's perhaps just a little bit too casual.
Yeah, and so was Nemeth, losing that ball.
More pressure. Just a minute to go to the break. There's another Demirovic. But a free kick this time. Another Demirovic header was coming in, but I think he was just a little bit too physical in his efforts to get there.
Yeah, the man was, Peto in that case, was positioned better in front of him. There's no way you can play through a player.
Now, these are the stats I'm fond of. It's the first time that Pascal Stenzel's ever scored with a header.
Yeah, that's a very, very important fact.
It's a very niche market, but somebody somewhere has been counting how he scores his goals.
And as we just found out, my first cup goal was a header also, so yeah.
Just a single minute added on. And it must be said that they didn't really celebrate too much either when the goals were scored, so there haven't been that many stoppages. Very respectful, I think, the goal celebrations.
Yeah. I mean, the first goal they were probably pretty happy to get, and after that, it, for them, probably felt a little too easy to really be celebrating that too much.
Chase. Chase again. Oh, that's the first time he's lost the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Stiller with a very clever body block there. Really well done. That's the whistle for the end of the first half. It's been a first half that Stuttgart have absolutely dominated. No look-in for Münster. The score at half-time is Preußen Münster 0, VfB Stuttgart 3. Stuttgart have not looked in danger at any point throughout this first 45 minutes. 45 minutes absolutely run by Angelo Stiller. Certainly the man with the most effect on the first half. How they missed him at the weekend against Freiburg. It's been a very busy 45 minutes for Morten Behrens in the Münster goal. He's touched the ball more signs than anyone else, and the wits amongst you will say yes, because he's picking it out of the back of the net 3 times. But he's made some good saves, but the quality of the opposition is just too much. Cup games nearly always go the way you think they're going to go. And the numbers from this game do not lie. 74% possession, 10 shots more, 50% of them on target. It's been Stuttgart's game all the way through. They knew they were up against the side that finished second in the Bundesliga last term, a side newly promoted to Bundesliga 2, Preußen Münster, founding fathers of the Bundesliga back in the 63-64 season. But a lot has happened since then. They got under pressure right from the get-go. Angelo Stiller with the first goal in under 10 minutes. Not even 6 or 7 minutes on the clock to make it 1-0. The save from Morten Behrens. The reserve keeper in for Johannes Schenk, former Bayern goalkeeper. The weight of numbers made it very difficult. The second goal arrived from an unmarked Almadin Demirovic. Unmark him at your peril. Textbook header down. Stiller, scorer of the first, provider of the second goal. They might have felt it was coming. Sascha Hildmann, the Münster coach, only able to look on as goal scorer turned provider for Pascal Stenzel to score what is only his second DFB Cup goal and the first ever with his head. Did he mean it to go there? It doesn't matter if he did, because in is where it went. So at half-time, the score is 3-0 to the Bundesliga side. Preußen Münster 0, VfB Stuttgart 3. There's a lot more football to come in this second half, but if it continues like this, Stuttgart could very easily double what they've already got. Join us when it all kicks off in about 10 minutes' time. Bye for now.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's analyze this first half with our expert, Patrick Ovomoyela. It's a clear case so far for the visiting team, and Angelo Stiller, he put a stamp a bit on this match, scoring and assisting. Against Freiburg, he had to play in the defense. Now he's back in the midfield. This is more where he can show his creativity, right?
This is what you get when you put the players in their favorite position. And this is where Angelo Stiller belongs, in center, where he can be creative, where he can be influential in the game of Stuttgart, and he did exactly that. It was a clear performance, how strong this man is when you unleash him at the right place.
And also, what do you think about Demirovic, because he's supposed to replace Guirassy?
And that's big shoes to fill. You're absolutely right. He does a great job of working hard. He showed that goal in the game against Freiburg, a stunning goal that he created. Many were surprised about the numbers Stuttgart had to pay to get him on board, and because we know him quite well from Augsburg, and he was not moving mountains there, but he does a great job of fitting into that squad. So it's going to be interesting, that competition with Dennis Undav and him. At least you have someone you can rely on either way.
Yeah, that's right. And talking about Münster, they conceded 4 out of their last 5 goals by set pieces and by headers, so we know where the problem is located. But what is important now for the second half, because I guess you should not leave this match like with this.
Yeah, you have to shut down those mistakes. Leaving attackers absolutely free inside of the box. It's easy for Stuttgart to mark these players, to find those players with crosses. You have to be better in damage control now, because this is what you have to do for the next 45 minutes. I don't think you get that door back open, so it's about damage control and maybe hopefully get one back. Grodowski has a few moments there with his speed, but they have to be a little better defensively first.
Okay, so let's see how they perform regarding the damage control, Patrick. So let's throw ourselves into the second half, everybody.
This cup fight is one of the most exciting I've ever seen.
A Bundesliga giant beaten by a non-league side.
It's the round where the unexpected can really happen.
As they say, the cup makes its own rules.
While the record champions were busy signing autographs, their non-league opponents were carefully studying the tactics board. It was the game of the century for FV Weinheim. The mighty Bayern were in town with 5 freshly crowned world champions in their lineup. But third-tier Weinheim could sense DFB-Pokal history in the making. In the 28th minute, Thomas Schwechheimer hammered home from the spot. The overwhelming underdogs were in the lead. An emotional dressing room talk and a second-half performance full of guts and grit saw them over the line. Party time in provincial Weinheim as the non-league minnows celebrated one of the all-time cup shocks.
"90 minutes, no goals between 4th tier Rot-Weiß Essen and Bayern 04 Leverkusen. Bailey! Oh, he's got it! In the dying seconds of the first half of extra time. Rot-Weiß Essen throwing everything forward now. Kefke scores! Rot-Weiß Essen, after 108 minutes, are back in the game. 3 minutes to go. This is Engelmann! It's Engelmann! Simon Engelmann! Quarter-final for Rot-Weiß Essen, and this is why we love football!
For tiny Sandhausen, it was a huge draw. The provincial side played host to big city Stuttgart, who had big names on board. Jogi Löw, the assistant coach, and their famous magic triangle up front, Bobic, Elba and Balakov, the man who grabbed the opener. That was cancelled out by Matthias Bernhardt, before Bobic restored the lead after the break. But with just 3 minutes to go, Slavisa Staletovic nodded home the next equaliser. 2-2 the final score. And after a goalless extra time, the match went to an extraordinary penalty shootout. Everyone scored 25 successful spot kicks in a row, a DFB Pokal record. Then Hendrik Herzog stepped up and hit the post. There was no holding back. Third-tier Sandhausen were through after an epic shootout drama and rewriting the DFB Pokal history books.
FC Saarbrücken, a 4th-tier club, faced Germany's Bundesliga team Fortuna Düsseldorf in the quarter-final. Preußen with a pass to Janicke! 1-0! Saarbrücken take the lead! It's the final minute. Corner Sturger, and the goalkeeper's there too! Kastenmeier with a header onto the head of Zanka! An equaliser so late on! No more scored in extra time, it's a penalty shootout. If it goes in, Düsseldorf are through to the semi-finals of the DFB Pokal. They're not! And now it's up to Müller. Can he score? The answer is yes, and they're in the lead. If he misses, Saarbrücken are through, and it's been saved. Never before have a team from the 4th tier reached a semi-final in the DFB Pokal.
Eintracht Trier had a taste for giant killing in the 1997-98 season. After seeing off Unterhaching and Schalke, it was time for the Champions League holders to rock up at the Mosel-Stadion. Everyone wanted a glimpse of Borussia Dortmund. Even global stars like Paulo Sousa, Andreas Müller and Jürgen Kohler had to admire Trier's opener. The regional league outfit showing it had world-class capabilities too. It was the same story in the second half as Trier doubled their lead. Jürgen Kohler did reduce the arrears later, but no more than that. A third-tier outfit knocking out the Champions League winners. A story only the DFB Pokal can write.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this first round of the DFB-Pokal between hosts Preußen Münster and VfB Stuttgart. Bundesliga runners-up last season, firmly in control of this game. No changes at half-time. They want to make up for 2 losses in a row at the beginning of their campaign. Preußen Münster take to the stage, having lost their first 3 games of the season, and they're well behind now, Patrick.
Yeah. It's a steep hill to climb for Preußen Münster, but I said it at halftime. It's about damage control now. It's not about really turning this game around, but going step by step, just doing better defensively, and then maybe, hopefully, for the fans, get a goal back. Well, anything else is dreaming too big.
They certainly need to do something. So, substitution, youngster Franz Kretzig comes on. More about him in a second. And so he's come on. I think it's Maximilian Mittelstadt that's gone off for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mittelstadt is off.
But they're managing his workload as well, because he's had a busy time.
He played during the summer, the international, the Euros, so he needs a little bit of rest now.
Treble substitution on the other side, number 21, number 8, and number 7, which is Rico Preisinger, Joshua Mies, and Daniel Chiareva. They know what they've got to do. They're huddled up. It was never going to be easy. They just don't want it to turn into what the Germans would call a blamage, an absolute mess and a disaster.
Yeah, as I said, it's damage control first now, and maybe see what you then can do. Surprisingly, maybe score a goal, get the fans a little happy, but advancing into the next round, that's probably not going to happen for Preußen.
Second half kicks off, the home side. Preußen Münster kicking now from left to right in their green and white strip, up against, it must be pointed out, a rampant Stuttgart, who are having a lot of fun in this game so far. 3-0 up, and they're making it look easy. If you're just joining us, I'm Phil Bonney. Alongside me is Patrick Obermeier, a cup goal scorer himself once upon a time. Only the one, but it counted.
It counts.
Absolutely.
It's in the books.
A headed goal. Just like Pascal Stenzel, who got the third, his first headed goal ever in his career. That will be a corner. That was well worked. So, I think they might have got to the point now, Patrick, where they say, well, let's just go out there and play, because they're not thinking about the win anymore. A goal in front of their home fans, the first home goal of the season, would be something.
But that should be the approach from the get-go. Just go out there and enjoy this big stage, this atmosphere, this extra of a football game. This should be the approach. Of course, there are nerves involved and stuff, but don't put yourself under too much pressure.
No one's expecting them to pull off a win. If it does happen, they can enjoy it even more. Didn't really get under that corner, Makridis. Chris Furish chasing the ball down. That's kept away from him. Now the substitution at half-time for Stuttgart is Maximilian Mittelstadt has gone off. Franz Kretzig has come on. He played here last season in the first game for Bayern and scored his, to date, only senior goal. So he's got fond memories of this stadium.
Yeah. Maybe he can do a little extra today. Another long throw in there from Petro. I'm really impressed by that, actually.
The throws have been quite impressive.
There's a lot of shuffling and pushing going on, and in the end, nothing for referee Dr. Matthias Jollenberg to step in.
So just to bring you up to date on the substitutions for Münster, Rico Preisinger's on for Jorrit Hendricks, Joshua Mies is on for the captain, Mark Lawrence. Nick Voltemade, very tall.
Well, it's not the day of Chris Führig. He tried a lot from that left wing, but usually he's being stopped by the defense of Preußen.
And the other substitution, Daniel Chiareva, is on for Luca Bazzoli. Before the game, the coach, Sascha Hildmann, said there's a lot of players out there that have deserved and won the right to play today. And we're also at that point where all the players that have deserved the right to play in this game will get to come on. I'm sure that we'll see all 5 substitutes from the Münster side. Stiller, Voltemade. Not quite the German Peter Crouch, but he's certainly got some height to him.
Tallest man on the pitch, that's for sure.
He certainly is at 1.98 m. That's nearly 2 meters tall. That's 6'6" and a bit.
Two strong men going at each other there. Katzek and Mehmet, and then Chabot steps in and gets caught a little bit by the feet.
It's not particularly nasty, it was just heavy.
So, of course, they are just at 12,600 and a few, sold-out stadium.
Well, of course, without the away end, as it were, which is known as the Lost Ball Memorial End. We've already seen 2 go over there today. I'm not sure how many we might see go over in the second half. Stuttgart tend to keep their shots a little more on target.
Yeah, they're a little more clinical, a little more sharp. There's a bit more effort going forward there from Preußen, and a chance here.
Well, there was a big explosion of sound from the home end.
Yeah, Mies fancied a shot after. Actually, the foul was from Nemeth on Chabot, but the ball went to Mies and he tried from distance. And there's another player down, Karasor that is, still on the ground and in pain. Those 2 might have missed it. There you have it. That foul is from Nemeth, steps onto the ankle or the foot of Chabot, and then Mies a little nervous with the trigger there. Can't get the focus off. And swings into Karasor, it seemed. That's why he's been hurting.
Well, before people write in, actually, I think 1.98 m is about 6'5", 6'5" and something. But Nick Voltemade, not short.
Good defensive work there, actually, from Chiareva.
Another challenge that's coaxed a free kick.
And this could be a moment now for Preußen. They have a few players like Nemeth, like Peto, and of course Kodowski also. Bring some height.
That one's gone a little early, and that one's gone a little over.
Yeah, that was a big chance there for Makridis, but again, Probably some nerves. He couldn't wait. Chabot clears that ball first, but not far enough out. And there was a good alley. There was a good opening there. But you need to...
Rising volley. You need a lot of technique to keep that one down. And they brought on Joshua Mies as well. Need to mention him. He actually played the 77 minutes in the game where Kiel beat Bayern in the Cup just after Christmas a few seasons back for Kiel. So he's used to playing against named sides, let's put it that way. Got some experience. Voltemade couldn't get it under control. Well, there's something to chase. Nubu will get there first.
Oh.
That one, you could have headed that one back almost, Patrick.
Yeah, it went our way, that's for sure. But I already have two near my car.
You've already got two in your car, it's true. One of the lovely things about being at grounds like this, it's very old school. Although they're rebuilding it in places, it's very intimate. You're close to the play the whole time. Marvelous experience if you get the chance to come to one of these old school stadiums in Germany. Fans creating some great atmosphere. They might be 3-0 down, but they're behind their club all the way. Foolish. Knew that tackle was coming in, knew to jump as high as he could.
I mean, you don't need more injuries, especially on the Stuttgart side. They already have trouble, but really having a hard day, actually.
And they've got a couple of players out. As mentioned, Joshua Wagnermann is out. Netta Tarsel, Leonidas Stergiou, and Anthony Roal. I think Anthony Roal is a bit of a miss for them. He hurt his shoulder in the Super Cup.
Yeah, any player missing, of course, is something that our coach, like Sebastian Hoeneß, probably is, or is to his dislike, of course, because it takes away an option. We talked about managing workload for some players and stuff, and the less player you have, the less you can, do that. Well, that might affect then the depth of the squad.
I'm thinking that the workload of Dennis Undav might go up a bit in this second half. I'm sure that sooner or later Sebastian Hoeneß is going to make some substitutions. That will, of course, pose a few problems again for Münster when you've got motivated players coming off the bench, impact players.
Yeah.
Like Kretzig here. Well, that's smart stuff. A good block as well. Great block from Grodowski. Back helping out amongst the defence, which is not really want to see him.
Yeah, and then a sliding tackling from Demirovic into the goalkeeper. It's always dangerous, but there's the defense of Grodowski. He's the fast man. And it's more like the goalkeeper is really sliding into the legs. Here we see that chase between Chase and Grodowski, but Chase is quite quick. I mean, we talked about the speed of Grodowski, but he himself, yeah.
And he's enjoying himself too.
Shaking hands with the youngster.
It's nice to see people enjoying their football. Enjoying the challenge.
Overall, for many of those players, even though...
Oh, that's fast. That's real fast. Real tricky. Not quite there. I've been impressed with Rieder today. I really have.
Yeah, good game of the Swiss international. He was, from the get-go, really, really present, really involved. Oh, Thomas Hitzelsberger, also a former Stuttgart player there in the picture. He's doing some TV work for some colleagues for German television. And no, Rieder pretty much involved from the get-go. It's a good addition to the team, very active.
Short corner again, Stenzel. That's gone straight to Behrens.
Oh, and if you look down, and the viewers can't see that, but we can, there is a substitution, a double substitution actually coming up for Stuttgart, and the workload of Dennis Undav will get a little bigger.
And the other man that they're going to bring on is Enzo Mior, and he's been quite crucial to them recently as well. So things are just going to get a little more hectic out there, I think, for the home side.
Yeah, but this is what you want as a smaller club, as a club that is not playing Bundesliga. You want to play against the best. You want to have the chance to compete against the best, and Stuttgart brings exactly that.
And I think they'll probably take off Angelo Stiller, give him a bit of a rest. We're talking about workload.
Chris Führig also a candidate for that, and of course Demirovic maybe. So 2 out of those 3 probably.
Achtung, ein Hinweis für den Block N wie Nordpol hier im Preußen Stadion. Bitte unterlasst dringend das Abbrennen von pyrotechnischen Gegenständen. Vielen Dank.
Of course, the other player that might go off might be Chris Führig, but it's certainly time to start thinking about the home game against Mainz at the weekend for Stuttgart. Karazor, good run in behind that he didn't pick out. From Rieder again. He's come back now and collected the ball. Voltemada, Kretzik. Still Kretzik. Too high. Another substitution going to happen as well for the home side. Etienne Ahmedabad.
61. Spielminute, Spielwechsel beim SC Preußen Münster.
It's going to come on for Andras Nimet.
Yeah, and you were a little mistaken there. It's not Enzo Mior coming on, it's Leveling, actually.
It is Jamie Leveling's coming on. Ooh, that's more speed, more attacking power.
Yeah, and it's indeed Chris Führig and Demirovic.
Well, that would make sense then. Obviously, Angelo Stiller's still got plenty left in his legs today. Made one, scored one. And of course, Führig works very hard on that left side. Made the decision to stay. Could have left, he could have gone elsewhere.
Yeah, but I got a feeling that that was the best decision for him, because he was really flourishing here in this system with this coach, with his teammates. And I mean, he's been at a few places where he couldn't really have the breakthrough.
Into the box, that'll be another corner. Yes, remember his debut for Köln.
Yeah.
Back in one of Köln's relegation seasons, not last one, the one before.
He was at Paderborn also. He was at Dortmund's second team and never really able to break through. He did this last season with Stuttgart, with a team where everybody was overperforming. So it's best to stay and see how you back it up.
Good rising header. The keeper will take that one, though. That was Chabot that got his head fairly close to causing trouble there. And the number 30 on for Preußen Münster is Etienne Ahmedabad. Noble's header, who I'm sure you probably know from his time. He spent 7 years at Dortmund.
Yeah, but also only in the second team. Talented guy, also brings some speed. In second Bundesliga is something where he could maybe really adapt and maybe have somewhat of a breakthrough.
That's good interception from Voltemade. Karazor now. Chabot. With the exception of Nubel, all of the Stuttgart players in Münster's half. Kretzig's ball across the face of the penalty box. Across the edge of the penalty box. No one there, though. Aminiendo stretches. Couldn't get the ball under control. Münster brace themselves for the next wave of attacks. Although they haven't had that real cutting edge so far in this second half. They have been taking it minimally easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this game slowed down a little bit, and that's simply because Stuttgart is taking their foot off the gas pedal. We see Sebastian Hoeneß, the coach, a little more active on the sideline. I don't think he likes that. I think he wants to set an example, to really tell his players or show his players, hey, come on, guys, keep going, bring this over the finish line. And he's probably not worried about the outcome. He's just wanting to show how good Stuttgart really is for everybody to see.
As you'd say in German, it's the Art and Weise.
Yes.
It's the method, it's how they bring this game home that is important. They need to stay focused, stay attached to the game plan. Now there's a chance for the home side. Not going to get a shot away because Henri Chase is on his money right now.
I love this player. Really in love with him. I mean, there's a lot of scouts also in the stadium, and if Stuttgart is not extending or giving him a better contract and really bring him to the first squad for good, there's probably a few clubs that would like to bring him aboard for the next season.
Contract runs till 2027 for any agents that are watching, and the way he's playing seems to indicate that he's going to be playing here a little more, or he's going to be playing for Stuttgart a little more often.
Yeah.
Just what they need, a young centre-back, already replacing Valdemar Anton. There's another couple of players who have come in. El Bilal Touré has arrived, still needs to sort out a work residence permits. Amin El Dakil, I mentioned earlier, from Burnley. Kept his eye on that well. Much better from Münster. Needs a finish, though. Not going to find one there.
Nope, not like that. Not in sync there on the attack.
Leveling coming away. And they've given it back. Kretzig with a foul. Jeremy Leveling's another one of those players that's made a good decision to come to Stuttgart, or he was on loan from Union Berlin, but he slotted so well into their setup. And he's now a firm member of the squad after they took the option to buy. It's going to be a corner. A fourth corner of the game for the home side. They've not scored from a corner this season so far in their first 3 games.
I mean, they only scored once, so what are the chances?
Well, set pieces, as we all know, are very important, especially when you're in games like this where you're a little bit out of your depth. Needs precision, accuracy. Now they have to be careful they don't get caught on the break as Stuttgart try and come forward. Not an issue for Dominik Schad. I just wonder if we're going to get to that moment now. We're 7 minutes past the hour where Stuttgart will just flick that switch again and pour on a little more pressure, one-touch passes, move that ball faster.
Yeah, maybe now, over the left wing.
Leveling. Still Leveling on his own. Puts it back to his captain. You talk about Chase being fast. He is, in fact, the fastest Stuttgart player on the pitch today, clocking in at 34.3 kilometers an hour on one sprint.
That's decent.
Not the fastest player, though. Fastest player on the pitch today is the number 9 for Münster, Gradowski. Some impressive sprints from him.
Yeah, but they couldn't rely on that today. Ooh.
Undav being cheeky.
Well, that's part of his quality also. He is pretty much aware of everything around him and on the pitch, and fancies to try the extra thing every now and then.
Lovely little statoid about Deniz Undav. His last DFB-Pokal goal was scored for Meppen on his last meeting with Preußen Münster in Division 3 in the 2019-2020 season. I'm sure you can rest easy now.
Yeah, I can now. Now I know it all.
The sleep of people who know all the stats and all the interesting facts about Deniz Undav. Well, that was useful ball, but he's offside. Gradowski.
Yeah, but Chabot was there anyway. Also a good performance from him today.
He's been getting in the way very well. Let's have a little look at some of the numbers more recently. The Stuttgart passing has been excellent.
Yeah.
And their challenges as well. 61%, of which probably 45% of those have been won by Henri Chase.
That's so true. That's. I mean, I'm a huge fan of that young man already.
Well, they've given that one back to Undav. Reader. Undav will put his hand up, and it's been aimed at Ketzig, but over the top to Leveling. Karazor. Stiller. Oh, almost got a nutmeg there. Voltemade. It's too complicated. Far too easy. Nick Voltemade scores on his debut for his new side in the DFB Pokal to make it 4-0, and it had been coming, hadn't it, Patrick?
Yeah, and you were asking when they gonna maybe flick the switch and then push a little more again. I think they didn't really need to push. Münster seems to be dreading. They seem to be just empty. I mean, not just in this. Now they don't believe anymore, of course. That's gone. But they also seem really tired. I mean, they had a game just a couple of days ago. Yeah, and mentally, the situation is not getting better.
Well, before you write in, of course, it's Nick Voltemade's first start for Stuttgart. He did play at the weekend against Freiburg, but it's his first goal for his new side, and he'll be very happy about it.
Yeah, you can see him smile there.
That's why he was brought in. 4-0, just like it was last season. Sascha Thielert with a quick word for Sascha Hildemann. Sascha and Sascha. I'm actually patting myself on the back. I've actually bought Henri Chase in my fantasy football league, though. So there you go.
That's a good one.
An astute acquisition.
Yeah.
Both by Stuttgart and myself.
A lot of points. Angelo Stiller and Henri Chase.
Karo Chho now, the captain, looking to spread the ball where it's needed, which he's done, leveling.
A little bit of a bounce there, just in front of Behrens.
It did cause him a little worry, especially with Voltemade and his long legs just lurking right in front of him.
That man has some reach, that's for sure.
Chabot's header. Another substitution going to be made by the home side. Luca Bolai. Making his debut for Preußen Münster. Maybe he'll come on for Mikkel Kirkosov.
Oh, another slip there from Karo Chho.
Voltemade still is in there, organising things. Justin Deal's warming up as well. He, like Jeff Chabot, arrived from Köln at the end of the last season. The other substitute is Ramon Hendricks. Another Dutchman, another Hendricks, spelled differently.
75. Spielminute, erneut Wechsel beim SC Preußen Münster. Wir danken uns Sponsor Nummer 9, das ist Johnny!
And he's had a very good game, a standout game, really good input. Lots of running.
Yeah.
So Luca Bolai comes on, his debut, signed from Mannheim. Started his career at Karlsruhe.
Fabian Rieder, dafür neuen Spiel die Nummer 3, Ramon Hendricks und die Nummer 17, Justin Deal.
And immediately, I have another corner. I've been keen on these short corners today. Justin Deal finding the pitch just a little slippy as well. Chabot to Karo Chho, who saw a lot of yellow cards last season, but so far in this competition today has been nothing but exemplary.
As was the whole Stuttgart team, one has to say. I mean,
just one yellow card in the game.
Very fair game. I mean, they didn't need to go a little further than that because they were just playing good, executing well, scoring early, bossing everything, really were in control. And
on double chase that ball from Voltemade. The number 29, Lucas Frenkert, was saying how much he was looking forward to the possibility of taking on the marking duties on Germany internationals like Deniz Undav. Obviously, it does come with a price, though.
Yeah, ask him afterwards if he still think that was a great thing.
Another slip from Deal. Stiller.
Oh,
great vision. Kratzik, back post looking for Deal. Chase was not going to be run past there by fair means or foul, and in this case it was foul.
Yeah, but I think it was, again, just very good of him getting in the way of this counter-attack of Ahmedabad.
Ondav. Voltemada going for his second. Appeals for a penalty and gets one. There's a handball in there. The referee close enough to see it. No VAR in this round of the Cup. But it seemed fairly obvious to referee Matthias Jollenbeck.
Yeah, he seems to be sure. We have another look at it. Oh, yeah, I mean...
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because that's a... We always talk about natural hand position. In the end, it looks a little awkward because he lets it out, but he just goes down and kind of, you know, feels the ground and
extends it a little.
Yeah, he extends it. But I don't get it. The rules shouldn't be like that. And yet again, we're talking about Fingerspitzengefühl and all that, but let's just look what Karo Chho is doing with the penalty.
Karo Chho picks his corner. It's 5. Atakan Karo Chho, who's never scored a senior goal for Stuttgart. Not only has he taken on the captain's armband, he's taken on the responsibility of hitting the penalties. He's got a big smile on his face. Okay, that's 5-0.
Yeah.
But his first goal.
And a good penalty. Enough speed, enough precision on that so Behrens can really do something about it. But I'm touching back on that. To me, the rule should be different, and we should have, even though it's not in the rule books, but there is something like Fingerspitzengefühl, like a little feel for the situation. And in this case, this team is already beaten. It was not a situation, that ball was not going in goal, so he didn't deny that.
But it's about consistency again, isn't it? They all have to be whistled. You can't just whistle the one or the other. And,
oh, yes, you can. Football has proven that over and over again, and is still proving that. I know. There are rules.
We have to remember, Patrick, we also have to remember that Matthias Jollenbeck has seen that just once. When we saw it, it did look as if he maybe extended his arm that he'd fallen down on. Normally, your supporting arm is not a penalty.
And
but there was a certain amount of draggage.
That's exactly all I'm saying. A supporting arm shouldn't be a penalty. Yeah, Behrens was just angry trying to kick that ball away, almost hit leveling, but instantly went there and apologized. And now Chabot has a little bit of an issue. Was there a collision with the hats? You have to be, of course, careful with head injuries.
Throw-in is taken. Chabot wants to come back on. Chase, who really has been the find of this particular game, getting a first real look at him in action. There's his numbers, 94%. He's the fastest Stuttgart player on the pitch, and he's won 85% of his challenges.
Yeah.
What a very big starting 11 debut from him.
Yeah, huge game of Henri.
Nice. I mean, you'd have very nearly getting through there. It was a very worthy effort. But I think we might have seen the starting 11 debut from a rising defensive star in the Stuttgart shirt. Very impressed with him.
Yeah.
I'm not been impressed with the slipperiness of the pitch. Justin Deal nearly going over again.
Another big slip there from Deal. But he seems to have real trouble with his shoes in the ground and stuff.
Important header on that. Leveling goes to collect it. Leveling with the cross, and it goes safely into the arms of Morten Behrens. I mean, he's conceded 5 goals today, Morten Behrens, but he's got the chance to be between the sticks against Stuttgart, and he's made a couple of decent saves, you have to say.
Yeah, he was there when he was needed, and he could do something about the situation, but in most of the situation, it was just him trying to defend a lot of Stuttgart
He was
attackers.
exposed by centre-backs a couple of times at the very least.
So it was not his fault. And conceding 5 never feels good, even though between those you had a few great saves. He probably has a poor evening.
The same way as the Stuttgart backline will not want to concede a consolation goal of any sort. Coming away from this with a clean sheet.
Yeah, these are all small parts of the way back into the season, of the way back onto the path that Sebastian Hoeneß wants for his team, wants to go with his team. It builds a little bit of confidence, even though you're absolutely aware that you played in a clear underdog.
Undav trying to play through there. There's been another foul. Well, it's going to be a yellow card as well. Ramon Hendricks on his debut for Stuttgart.
Yeah, tried to deny that pass from Preisinger. Didn't really look that bad. Preisinger is probably taking some time off the clock. There's the confirmation. Hendricks booked. Yellow card. First of the competition.
Stiller quick to give Hendricks the ball. The Dutchman on this left side has come on for Mittelstadt. On his own against 2. Chabot just gently knocking it on to his captain.
Is that a final push from the fans for Münster?
Does sound like it. Deal was stopped in his tracks. But he's got the ball back. That was well done by Justin Deal. He desperately wants to shoot. It's not going to come off for him. Again, that's what they brought him in for, his speed, his agility. I know Köln was sorry to see him go, but he wanted to go because I think he saw the writing on the wall that Köln were going to get relegated.
Yeah, and of course, after that season of Stuttgart, having a chance to be part of that success story, if it goes on, is always a good idea. Undav with a tackling in midfield after he got nutmegged. Didn't want to let that slide.
Just a few minutes left, and it will all be over for Preußen Münster this season as far as the DFB-Pokal is concerned. And after their first 3 games of the season and just 1 point, it will be another classic. They will be concentrating on the league. Probably good for them too.
Yeah, they should, but I mean, this is also something where you were so excited for this one, trying to get something, a good feel maybe out of this after that poor start in the league, and then you get stomped by Stuttgart. This doesn't really help for what's to come in the league.
Not only was that Atakan Karazor's first penalty, or first goal, it was also the first penalty he's taken in the senior side.
And then Dennis Undav penalized. Too much of a push there.
Stuttgart bench.
A lot of big names of German football there.
Oh, a little nudge. They couldn't quite get the ball away from him. That's good work from Leveling. And a little tug back. That's going to be a free kick. And a yellow card. Didn't really need that, Kirkosov. Jamie Leveling has really made an impact since he came to Stuttgart. He's got much stronger, much more dynamic.
Yeah, you're talking about his physicality. He really got stronger, put on some muscle, some muscles there. Still is agile, still is very quick.
I think the term is hench amongst the younger people. He's got very hench. But yeah, upper body strength, very impressive. And his work rate is good too, backwards and forwards. Referee points to the spot. It is all over as far as the DFB-Pokal is concerned for Preußen Münster. But Stuttgart, who went out dramatically in the quarterfinals last season to a last-minute Jonathan Tah goal against Leverkusen, the eventual winners, they are through to the second round. It's finished Preußen Münster 0, VfB Stuttgart 5.
Das war die erste DFB-Pokal-Hauptrunde hier im Preußenstadion. SC Preußen Münster gegen den VfB Stuttgart. Endstand 0:5.
We were kind of expecting something similar, weren't we? Bayern came here last season, won 4-0. And perhaps 4-0 would have been more of a fair score. That fifth penalty seemed a little harsh.
Seemed a little tough on Münster, that's for sure. But it's over now. It was a clear and a good performance from Stuttgart. Absolute one-sided game from the get-go. Stuttgart was in charge, was bossing this in every department of this game. And Preußen had nothing really to offer. They had a few moments where they seemed to steal one away with Godowski on a break, but in the end, the quality in finishing and creating chances was not good enough to do something against this strong Stuttgart team.
If we look at some of the plus moments, or the better moments for the home side, was very impressed with the work rate and the speed of Joel Godowski. Didn't get the sort of chances that he would normally expect in a Bundesliga 2 game, though.
Yeah, in the end, I think maybe when he was away, when he had those moments where he could pull away, a little bit of those nerves were kicking in, of that big chance to score against a strong team like Stuttgart, and then his finish was just off. But he came into a few moments where he could show that speed. He was the fastest man on the pitch in this game, but they couldn't use that to an advantage, or at least to a surprise.
Well, he's 26 years old. His contract goes to the end of the season. And, you know, this is the sort of game where you can get the eyes of the world on you, and the eyes of, obviously, coaches around the world. And we have to talk now about the other side, about Stuttgart. We were both really impressed with Henri Chase today.
Yes, he was unbelievable. I thought he had such a good performance. He was winning so many challenges, looked totally calm in every situation, was almost never outplayed. It was great to see this man play in his starting debut for Stuttgart. I think there are good things to come, but of course it was just one game, and we have to see how he does in the league against stronger opponents and stronger teams.
Well, he looked as if he was enjoying himself the whole time. I don't know about you, but personally I love to see footballers with a smile on their face when they're playing.
Yeah, but how could he not? I mean, it was just going for him. It was just a good performance of him. Another
player that stood out as well for me, Fabian Rieder, the Swiss. Very, very industrious.
Yeah.
Good work rate, and he looks like a very good acquisition for Stuttgart this season on the wing.
I thought so too. He was also really involved from the get-go, as if he was there for forever already. And he's a new addition, so he was active. He tried things. Not everything worked, but the team relied on him. They trusted him, gave him more and more opportunities. So I think it is a good addition, and he can really do something this season with this team.
First starting 11 game for Nick Woltemade. Got himself a goal as well. Things are looking good. I mean, the first couple of games they've had disappointing for Stuttgart and Stuttgart fans, but they were up against what are the champions in the Super Cup, Leverkusen, or Leverkusen as they're known these days. A very powerful team, without doubt. And they kind of invested so much in that game. I think that when they played Freiburg, the balloon had burst a little, and they were brought back to the ground with a bang.
Yeah, but maybe also, I mean, having trouble in the centre back position, having to change things, then maybe a little bit of a wrong approach by putting Angelo Stiller there and stuff. So these are all things that can happen, but we've seen today what this team is capable of. But yet again, it was a cup game against an underdog. It was a big gap between those teams in quality. We'll see how the season in the Bundesliga continues for Stuttgart.
They will be tested by better sides than Preußen Münster. However, it does seem that they've acquired a few useful players for the future, perhaps. There are still a couple of players that have just arrived this week. It's going to be a very interesting Bundesliga season. It's going to be a very interesting DFB-Pokal season. There is still one more game to come. Tomorrow, of course, the cup holders have their game. And who knows? Maybe they'll slip up.
Oh, against Jena, in Jena. I mean, who knows? But Leverkusen hasn't shown any sign of weakness yet.
For over a year.
For over a year. So it's really nothing I would bet on.
Unbeaten domestically, but I think you probably get some good odds. I just wouldn't put too much on it.
That's true, so we'll see. Yeah.
Travelling fans out on a Tuesday night, all the way up to Münster from Stuttgart. That's quite a trip, but they'll be happy on the way back. Their side dominated this game. 18 shots, 9 of them on target. That's a 50%, even with my poor maths, 50% of shots on target. They were just dominant all the way through, and Münster never really gave themselves the opportunity to threaten Alexander Nübel's goal, did they?
No, absolutely not. The fun fact, or the thing that stood out to me, was Stuttgart even ran more than Münster. Usually the team that possesses the ball is the team that doesn't run as much. So you can see how active Stuttgart was. That's their style of play. That's really active, really keep it going, keep it pushing. And that's why they won this game. Not just that, also because they had a little more quality to their team.
Talking of quality, of course, Angelo Stiller running the show. He was the man that Sebastian Hoeneß wanted to bring with him when he left Hoffenheim. And obviously, the two of them get on very well indeed. And I'm fairly sure, actually, that in the not-too-distant future, we might get to hear from Henri Chase. I can see him being lined up for an interview. Hopefully, we can go down and have a chat with him. And indeed, Anazare's got Henri Chase on the touchline. A few words from him now.
Henri Chase is here with us. First of all, congratulations. You personally showed a great match today, especially in the duels. You won 90% of your duels in the first half. What else did you like about your team's performance today?
Yeah, the midfielders, they really helped me get into the game. You know, I was a little nervous playing the game, and you know, at training and stuff, I was always asking questions, how to get better and stuff, and it really worked out today, I think.
Okay, so you were nervous because it was your first time in the starting 11, and I actually heard you initially played basketball and then switched to football. So how would you describe your path?
Yeah, you know, I just hate losing to people, and you know, I always want to get better every single day, you know. And the only way to get better is just by asking questions, taking the criticize, and just learning every single day, you know. And I'm really, really thankful for my teammates for helping me and my coaches, and I still have long, long ways to go and still have many things to do.
But what kind of season do you expect personally and for the team as well? For example, you're going to play Champions League this season.
Yeah, you know, Champions League is a really good place to play, and I really been watching it since I've been young. So, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna not think about the future and just let the present come to me and just let everything be smooth and natural.
So all the best for you. Thank you so much.
Well, you heard it there from a young man who loves his football and started in basketball. Not unlike someone sitting right next to me. The first half, really after 6 minutes, Stuttgart laid the ground for the game that was going to follow it. Not a lot of hope after the first 6 minutes when Stuttgart just put the ball around, got their first goal, then they got the second just less than 10 minutes later, and already it was a game over.
Yeah, it was game over, and as we've just seen, it was way too easy. The coach of Münster, he was shaking his head. He was really devastated with the way they were defending. In the end, this Woltemade goal added on that, and to really make it bad or make it worse for the field was the penalty in the end. There was actually good done from Kretzig.
Nice little touch from Kretzig, just putting that into the path of Woltemade to get his first goal for Stuttgart. Had his maiden starting 11 position today. That's a beautiful little knock-on from Kretzig, who scored himself here last season for Bayern, his only senior goal to this point.
Yeah, and then this was really, I mean, maybe the cherry on top for Stuttgart, but it was really hard and tough on Münster. It's the supporting arm, but it's a penalty by rule. And then Karasor took his very first penalty. Responsibility as a captain, and he did the job.
Karasor's first senior goal. All over, 5-0 to Stuttgart. There's always next season. Now, I think we can also go and have a quick word with the vastly experienced Jorrit Hendricks of Münster.
Jorrit Hendricks here with us. First of all, thanks for stepping by. It is a heavy defeat tonight. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a very heavy defeat if you lose 5-0 at home. Yeah, I have to give the credits to Stuttgart. They played a very good game. If we concede like 3 goals very fast in the first half, you know, it's very difficult, and then it was a lot of running behind the ball. But yeah, we could do so much more, especially if you look into the defense, how we concede the goal. It's too easy. Normally, I would say we are more stable in the defense, like very compact together, but today, like I said, if we concede these 3 goals so fast after each other, it's going to be a hard night against a team like Stuttgart.
And the statistics reveal as well that you concede many goals after set pieces today as well. What is so challenging for you in this kind of situations?
Yeah, I'm a new player here, but I know the last years they were very successful in attacking set pieces and also defensive. But also against Kaiserslautern last Saturday we lost by a set piece, and today we concede as well from set pieces. So that's something we really have to pay attention for. Have to analyze it very well, because yeah, I mean, it's the first time for the team on this stage. In the second Bundesliga, you play a good team in the Pokal. So if something where we can't lose, it has to be set pieces. And if we concede that easy, you know, it's going to be a hard night.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You got promoted to the second Bundesliga, and then sometimes things turn around, because before you were successful and now you have tough times getting adjusted to the new level. So how are you looking ahead? Do you feel ready for that?
I mean, like, we have 3 games, 1 point, so it's not the best start, but like our position game, the way we play, it's very clear. We cleared a lot of chances, but we also concede too easy, also by set pieces. So I think set pieces has to be secured. We have to analyze it as well, because it's easy goals for opponents as well, and we create a lot also by set pieces, but we don't score out of it. But something to analyze, and yeah, we have to improve that. That's for sure.
Thank you so much. Best for you and the team. Thank you.
Stuttgart through to the second round. They're waiting for the press conference, but from Patrick Obermeier and myself, thanks for joining us. Join us next time for more thrills, spills and action from the DFB Pokal. Bye for now.
Mikkel Kirkeskov is here with us. Mikkel, thanks for stepping by while checking the result. Of course, we have to talk about the performance in the defense today. How do you analyze that, especially in the first half?
Yeah, in the first half we don't defend well enough to play against a team like Stuttgart. Stuttgart play really well on the ball, and the crosses that they made in the first half we are not ready for. So that's a hard criticism that we have to take with us and learn to next weekend, that we have to do better.
What makes it so difficult to defend, for example, against Demirovic, who was involved in all 3 goals in the first half?
Yeah, it's very good to find the space on the second post today, and we don't follow the run there. But yeah, Stuttgart have a great team on all positions, so for us it was a very difficult game. So I think it's important that we learn from this game and then we move on, and we are ready for the game in Hamburg in the weekend. Yeah, we lose together and we win together, so now we have to learn from this game and then move on.
And what do you have to improve in the offense? Because the actions you had as well in the Bundesliga were not really thriving so far.
No, I think we had some good games. We've had some really good chances that we have to score on, and I think if we play the games that we have done the last 3 games in the second Bundesliga, we have a good chance to make something also in Hamburg. So today was not a good game, very bad game. We need to forget about really fast and learn from the things that we didn't do well. But the other 3 games we played in the second Bundesliga, if we play them again in the weekend, then I'm sure we'll also have some points against Hamburg.
Thank you so much. Best for you. Ermedin Demirovic is here with us. First of all, congratulations. You were involved in all the 3 goals in the first half. So how do you feel about being sort of the man of the match?
Yeah, I'm happy about that. Of course, it was a nice game for us. We expect a team who will press and make it very hard for us. So we wanted to take the game, of course. We wanted to win, to show them that we are the big team, and we wanted to win to show them yeah, that we are here. So we are happy about that.
You joined the team this summer. Stuttgart had a very strong offense last season. So how positive are you that you can keep up with that with your colleagues, with Undav and Voltemade, for example, as well?
Yeah, I will try everything to help the team as much as I can. I'm a striker. I want to score goals, to give assists. We have a very good team. Yeah, so they make it very easy for me to join in.
So I'm happy to be here, and like I said, I will give my best to help the team as much as I can. And I think if we keep going like this, then we're gonna have a good season together.
Yeah, talking about a good season, because last season Stuttgart was flying high. You're going to play Champions League this season. What kind of season do you expect for the whole team?
Yeah, first of all, it will be a tough season, but a season with a lot of experience for us, a lot of adventures for us. We are happy about that. What the team achieved last season it's just amazing. So to be a part of that, I'm very happy. And yeah, I'm honored to be here. So we will have a tough season, but a season with some amazing nights and amazing games. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.